this is it.
Now we're on.
Y'all hear me good? Is it close enough?
Everything.
Yeah, everything sounds really good.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Cool. Rashima?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm being seriously.
That's how we're gonna.
Y'all ready?
We're gonna start the episode.
Hit the red button. Let's roll.
It's on.
I'm being seriously.
That's his Michael McDonald jingle. So.
Okay. If this world was mine.
Oh my.
That's your song, Mike. I keep hearing you sing that song.
Nah, that's the only thing I know.
We gotta go do karaoke in here. You
Right.
I know Rashiva always talks about karaoke.
Oh man. Hey, next time we have one, y'all come. Hey, you need to tell her about what we talked about.
Oh yeah, so I was
What
telling
did you guys talk about?
Yeah, so he called me in the middle of my appointment, and I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. Like, let's do. He was saying we should go to the snow.
Yeah.
At the end of the month.
Yeah, the end of the month or the beginning, some first week of March.
Like on the weekend.
We'd caravan on the weekend, go out to the snow for a day, hang out.
That'd
Okay.
be fun.
You
That's
know
cool.
what I mean?
Sounds
That'd be fun.
Do you
man.
guys snowboard?
I've never been snowboarding.
I've snowboarded maybe like once or twice.
So did I.
Just
Did you
go
make
out
it
there,
down
have
the hill?
fun.
I did.
Just go out there,
How long
have
did it
fun,
take? About
man.
an hour?
Yeah, it took some time.
About an hour. It took me about an hour and a half. Just
That
to get
was
down the
it
hill.
was really hard. I thought
It's hard
I tried
to get back up and stuff.
I tried skiing at first. I was probably like 12, 13. And
You failed.
it was hard. I couldn't do
It's not easy.
I couldn't do skiing. So then I was like, I'm going to do snowboarding. And snowboarding was a little bit easier, but it was still hard.
It was like skateboarding.
No. It's
She
not
said
like
no.
skateboarding.
And also, if you're scared of heights, like that's another thing, which I wasn't at the time. As I get older, I'm starting to become more scared of heights.
Oh my god.
Tell her about
But
154. how to
you're
drive
like
it.
forced to be on the what is it, the lift, the ski lift, and then you have to jump off like perfectly, or else you're gonna like eat shit.
Jump off.
Yeah, you have to jump off with your snowboard
Okay.
attached.
And how
I
did
think
you
that's a
jump
good-
off? How did you jump off?
I don't remember.
You must have failed. You must have failed.
No, I was surprised that I actually was able to like get off. You don't have to do a big jump. You just have to like get
It's
off
still
the
a
ski
scoop
lift.
jump off,
Yeah,
like.
you just have to get off the ski lift.
How
The
high
ski
are
lift
you?
is steady moving.
You're pretty high
To jump off?
on the ski lift.
I know, but when you're on the ski lift, you got to jump off and it's still high?
No, I mean you're at the
About
top of
6
the
feet?
mountain
About 6
at that
feet?
point.
Probably more than 6 feet, right?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's crazy.
It looks like a 12-foot jump.
Right.
Yeah, this is pretty
It's
high.
crazy. And then once you get onto the snow, you can like go as slow and fast as you want, and you can eat shit all you want there. But you have to like perfect the getting off the lift,
Okay.
which is really scary.
I put my snowboard on after I jumped down on my feet.
Yeah,
Then I put them on.
I think it's harder for tall people too.
Look, see, look.
Because tall people
You have to
aren't.
get back up. You
Yeah.
have to get up. You're falling down. Your skis are attached to your feet.
Tall
you have to
people aren't as
Figure out a way to
balanced.
get back up. No, I'm good at balance.
You guys are good.
I'm balanced. Like,
You guys both looked at me like, "Excuse me."
Ex-gymnast back in the days, I have balance. God dang it.
I got balance too.
Yeah, I'm down to do that. All right, so we didn't do formal introduction. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and as well as Rashima.
My name is Michael Smith.
Oh, and I'm Rashima Thomas.
You guys are our first friends from Torrance. I don't know if you guys knew that. No. Yeah. We
You guys
don't.
are our first friends from Clark.
Ah, that's
Oh my
cool.
gosh,
We don't
tears
have
up.
it like.
We're honored. We're honored. I
Um,
always ask about you too, though.
I know
Yeah.
you do. She always tells me.
You do? Yeah. I always ask about you.
I always tell him. Mike asks
Mike's
about
my
you.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, what is this? This episode is like directed for you, so give us a little more info about yourself.
My name is Michael Smith, as I stated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 55 years old. A former ex-gang member out of the city of Long Beach. I was incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
I served 33 years in prison. I've been home now 22 months. I'm not on parole, probation. I got a
National Mike.
And I have my TSA.
Oh, okay.
I got it today. It was approved.
That means you can get into like the airplanes
Airport.
faster, right?
Yes.
That's nice. All right, so I'm gonna do some quick shout outs because I have some people that were interested in your story. They actually want to share some questions that they had for you.
Okay.
Shout out to Lupita and Fernando. So the first question is from Fernando, and he said, I want to know how you've been able to adapt to life after 30 years. Starting off with relationships and paying bills and getting a job. How was that process for you?
Well, I immediately got a job as soon as I got out.
Did somebody help you out with that, or?
No, I was just focused. I knew that's a requirement in society to becoming a productive citizen.
Yeah.
You know, I never been one complacent to just want to sit on my hands and none of that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to revert back to the fast life and go back to the old lifestyle.
Right.
So it was mandatory that I got employed.
Okay.
So I got into the construction field. And with the support of honorable people I knew who stayed avid at pushing me for doing the right thing, that's how I became who I became today.
Yeah. The next question that he has is, how have you managed with all the feelings and emotion after something so difficult? Where are your feelings at?
I'm still dealing with it, you know.
Yeah. Like
but,
how so?
In the morning, when I naturally wake up 3:30 in the morning because of old prison habits.
Yeah.
I need solitude, so I get away and I find me some escape time. I go sit in the living room, turn the news on, and get lost in my thoughts for like 20, 30 minutes. Sometimes my dog come around me, jump up on me, just snap me up out of it.
She's I love her. She's so feisty.
Yes.
She's protecting you always.
Always barking.
I love her.
Yeah.
As far as like watching the news, what's that like for you?
Well, I watched a lot of news when I was incarcerated.
Yeah.
And I should just be amazed how things can transcend it to where it's at now. People stop caring about each other on a grander scale.
True.
And everybody seemed like they just felt more for self. You know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody as a collective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to figure out solutions within myself. What can we do?
Yeah.
To become better people.
Yeah.
As a whole. So I just be lost in thoughts.
Have you always been able to access like media, or like when you're incarcerated, were you able to, because you were there for, would you say
33.
That's like more than half of your life, right? So when you first got there, were you able to watch the news or like be able to access like what was going on in like
when I first got there from the county jail, we used to watch it in the day room. But when I got to prison, I immediately bought a TV.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I stayed watching TV. Then at that time, it was newspapers. So my father stayed buying me yearly subscriptions to newspapers. I stayed reading what was going on in the world.
Yeah. The next question is for my cousin. She is actually really fascinated with like true crime and like there's podcasts out there that have a lot of stories being told about people who are wrongly convicted. So she's really into stories like that. She wanted to know how long did the process take to get convicted, and what evidence did the prosecutors say they had to connect you to the crime?
Well, at that time, it wasn't a lot of evidence that was needed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in Los Angeles County. They capitalized on minorities who couldn't afford the best of the best attorneys for proper representation.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't much evidence.
Did they like tell you anything, or I think you had mentioned to me like just like off the record of everything that you had gotten into some trouble and that like the cops were just like wanting to catch you for something.
And they wanted to get me for everything. And not just me, my family members too, because we was all rambunctious. So every time something happened, they knew where to go. It was one of them, but me being the most of the most rambunctious of them all, I was like the high pro glow of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like I said, I did 33 then, but I started off real young. Blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? Making bad choices.
At what age would you say you remember starting?
Me and Rasheen was talking about it today when I was 11.
How long have you guys known each other?
Well, her brother was married to my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been married for like 15 years. They got a son that's 12,
Mm-hmm.
and my cousin, the one I told you that passed away from Costa Rica.
Right.
And back in 2016, my cousin used to always tell her, "You want to meet my cousin? You gonna like him. I'm telling you, you gonna like him." And when I got out, the day out my first pass, so I went to my uncle's house. We had a little shindig at my uncle's house, and her son needed some shoes, and told her to give them to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so she came over to my uncle's house. So my uncle like told her, "That's him." Told her, "That's him, that's him." But like I was so in a trance of being free. It was like the only way them taking me back, I was just looking out the window in my mind saying, "I'm free."
Yeah.
At least I thought I was halfway free, rather. But you know what I mean? Because I still, the judge ordered me to go to a transitional house.
Okay.
So,
How long was that for?
well, they wanted me to pull like maybe 9 months there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't tolerate the discipline, you know what I'm saying, that they were trying to put up on me. And I'm like, I'm not in prison, I'm free.
Yeah.
So I just packed up all my stuff one day and told her to come get me.
What would you describe it like? What is it like there in the transition house?
Well, it was actually all right for me because I had access to weights. So like I said, I wake up early. So I used to wake up at 4, walk out the room at 4:30, go lift weights. Me and a few other guys that was feeling what I was feeling. We used to exercise, go back, shower, go eat breakfast. And for the majority of the time, I stayed in my room. You know what I mean? I wanted to be away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I was learning how to use a phone. I still don't know how to use it that good, but but I was learning how to use a phone, and I used to do a little reading. Then, like when I get my counselor, I had, her name was Ava.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to go down there and confide in her sometime, right? So I used to tell her how I felt about not being able to see the people that mattered to me.
Right.
So they used to pull strings for me to let me go. But they knew I wasn't catching no bus, because I told them I don't catch buses for nobody. Right? So,
Neither does Jesse.
right, right. I said I don't catch buses for nobody. So they used to let me give me passes, and I used to act like I walk around the corner and have her or my brother pick me up at the DMV. And every time, every day. So other than that, then I used to talk to my PO. You know what I'm saying? My PO was like, they had her just basically monitoring me. She was pretty cool. So they was trying to transfer me to a closer to PO. So I told her nah, because I think because a lot of POs they into trying to press you and they want to send you back because it's money for them. The more people that's in prison constantly coming out, it's financially gain for them.
Right.
So I told her nah, because that's not how she was. She genuinely cared. So I used to tell her about how I was feeling about being in this transitional house. So this one day I couldn't take it no more. I told her to come pick me up. So I called my PO like, look, I left. She said, look, go to this place in San Pedro called Fred Brown. So she says it's a little bit more liberal for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to, she dropped me off at Fred Brown. So I started working all the time. Saving. Had a good job. But at Fred Brown, you can have a car. Remember I said I don't catch buses for nobody. So my sister let me have her Volvo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm driving around my sister's new Volvo every day. Right? And then just one day, I'm like, after about a month to 2 months with the Volvo, I'm like, we're going to get me a truck. You want a truck? I said, yeah. First I was going to get an Audi. We went to the Audi there and I was going to get me an Audi. I said, no, I'm going to get me a truck. So I went and got my truck, told my PO, man, I want to move. That's how I ended up where I'm at now.
Nice. So just to follow up, because that question that I initially gave you, there was more questions to it, but I didn't want to just like overload you.
That's okay.
So my cousin also mentioned or asked, did you get a new lawyer to fight your case? Is that how they were able to determine you weren't guilty?
No, it's ironic you brought that up. Something my brother always tell me. He said, bro, it's not one time you ever called that I heard in your voice that you was comfortable. He said, I used to wish there was so much more I could do for you. So throughout the years, I reached out to different entities, different lawyers, senators, one of the highest judges in the country, Sandra Day O'Connor. I got a personal letter from her. I reached out to everybody. And my story used to shine a light. And I guess my personality was like infectious. People gravitated to me, right? So I met this one lawyer, man, excellent guy named Michael Concha. He ran the Long Beach Public Defender's Office.
Mm-hmm.
So I corresponded with him for about 3 years. He made 3 ways for me. So he ended up getting promoted. Became the head public defender for Los Angeles County. So he took my case personally to, at the time, a head DA named Steve Cooley. He told Steve Cooley, man, you should look into this guy's case. He called him in the elevator, so they was talking. Steve Cooley told him, if I was the DA, head DA at that time, he wouldn't be in jail. But there's nothing I can do because my hands is tied.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't my time. He said, just tell him to continue to fight. So eventually Michael Concha passed. And I was like, so when I found out he passed, I was like, man, so I sat on my hands for I stayed studying. I sat on my hands for 2 years.
Do you know how he passed?
I think he had a stroke.
Oh.
But he was a good guy. So this one day, when I got my first cell phone. So I'm sitting in my cell. I said, man, something I got to do. So let me call, see who the next head public defender is for Long Beach. So I called. I couldn't reach the head public defender. So the secretary ended up passing me on to a guy named Gregory App. He Greg App answered the phone. And this dude, Greg App, now is my friend. But you'll be surprised, he was attorney at that time, public defender. So I talked to him for like at least 10 to 12 years, corresponding. He get transferred from Long Beach to Huntington Park to traffic. Then he get transferred from Huntington Park to Antelope Valley, alternate public defender. I stayed finding him, corresponded with him, calling him and all that. To make a long story short, like I said, my personality. So I used to always tell him, how can you be an attorney and you know I'm in prison and you don't, how can you say you care?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you sitting there saying you're attorney and you know what was done to me wasn't right. So he eventually, I guess I planted a seed. That's what he said. I guess I planted a seed. So Mr. Gascon became the head public defender. Greg App got promoted from a public defender. He jumped ship to become a special prosecutor to prosecute corrupted police because the seed that I planted.
Wow.
So he took my case to Mr. Gascon personally and said, man, I've been talking to this dude 12, 13 years, right? And we need to take a look into this. And that was the start of it. And right now, me and Greg out, we go to lunch every month since I've been out. And he's a friend of mine, a good buddy. I can call him right now, he gonna answer. Michael, it's a trip. You'd be astonished to know some of the people you can meet.
Yeah.
By having a good attitude.
But also, I think it's important that people hold people accountable, because sometimes I think it's, especially in politics and stuff, like a lot of people start off with the intention of they want to help people, they want to help their community, and then because of like the politics and everything, it, like some of these politicians become corrupt. And you know, like you're saying, like you planted a seed because maybe you brought him back to like why he even started doing this stuff, you know? And it's just like holding him accountable of that. So I think that's really cool.
And you know, I done met deans, law professors that I'm friends with. You know, then once I started doing good in prison, you know what I mean, not messing up no more, I started really like attracting the right people. The dean from Stanford, you know, I started doing college in prison too. The dean from Stanford said, Michael, only thing I want you to do is just drive up here to Stanford, talk to my students, and I'm gonna get you enrolled and you'll be able to get your BA through Stanford for free. But I just ain't never did it yet. Me and her, I told her all the time, I just ain't never did it yet.
It's never too late.
She said, you can do your online classes and go to Long Beach State, take your test. We got a proctor down there, you know, do all. I'm like, all right. Eventually, once I get around, because I'll be so busy now with my own company now,
right.
So it's like, I barely made it here today.
I know. Yeah, so let's share a little bit about your company. And when did you get started? Or what inspired you? You can answer whatever you want.
Well, what really inspired me was, you'll be a stop. Y'all gonna trip out. You know, like I said, I started off doing construction, the trades and that. My brother planted this seed, like, hey, he basically talked me into, oh man, we're gonna get this truck and stuff going, man. We're gonna make this money, man. I'm like, yeah, yeah, all right. And once I got the truck, my brother skedaddled.
That always happens.
Left me with all the work. You know, but it's all good though, because it's starting to like take off.
Yeah, you guys are always on the road. You guys are always driving somewhere.
It's taking off. You know what I mean? Things is going good financially. I'm doing, we doing fair, but we hopefully did better. We're trying to get a fleet of trucks.
I was gonna say, but I didn't want to interrupt you. My friend and I, we actually were gonna start a podcast together, and she forgot about that for I don't know why, but I ended up starting the podcast, and here I am.
Yeah.
So that always happens. I always hear that story, like, well, what happened was, we were supposed to do this together, and then somebody bails, or somebody's not as reliable.
Right. That's what happened with me. My brother really ain't reliable. He late on everything. No company would have never hired us, because if you tell him, bro, I'll be ready at 8, he ain't gonna be ready till like 11.
You always need an idea.
Right.
Man.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. Someone needs to be the idea person, then someone needs to be the executor.
That's me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's the perfect sauce. What do you call those? Like where you warm up people? Icebreakers. I actually had some, and you can answer them. Who did you have a crush on when you were a kid? Like, if you had a crush on anyone, like singer or actress?
Someone asked that.
No, this is my icebreaker. It was supposed to be in the beginning of the episode, but I'm curious to know.
Never had a crush.
What?
As a kid.
There was no one that you like saw and you were like,
never.
My dad always tells me, I loved Paula Abdul.
Absolutely not.
I'm like, what? Paula Abdul?
Mariah Carey? Anybody?
Never.
Damn. You're crazy, Mike.
No, I'm serious. That's the truth.
Rashima, who was your crush when you were younger?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, she had a crush, but I didn't.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Who is your crush, babe?
My crush?
Yeah.
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek?
Yeah, I still have a crush on Salma Hayek.
Let me see. I liked Freddie Prinze Jr.
You did like she
I
still likes
do.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah. He's from like the 90s era.
He's from Scooby Doo too.
Scooby Doo.
Right.
What's a funny or embarrassing story from your childhood or teens? You're gonna be like, I don't have embarrassing stories.
No, one time, like I said, I was like rambunctious.
Yeah.
My mom stayed buying me Converse, and the most embarrassing thing I can think of is my mom caught me walking. She caught me walking home. I thought she was gonna be at work. She caught me walking home, and I had some blue shoestrings in my shoes. Cause I should change them. I get home real quick, and she was driving down the street. Get in the car. Get in the car. Pull my hair. Get in the car. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing.
I know. One time, I was becoming a teenager at this time, and my best friend was in the backseat of the car. I was in the passenger, and my mom was driving the car, and I was talking back to her. She freaking slapped me across my face, and I was so embarrassed, and I just had my head down, and I was just trying not to cry in front of my friend.
Right.
And I'm just yeah, oh my god, it was so embarrassing. And then my friend would bring it up later in adult life.
Yeah.
You always need those people in your life sometimes.
Right.
Just to be like, hey, remember when you were a dumbass or a dork? And
Right.
You gotta get brought back down to earth sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? I just want to get these icebreakers out of the way. I really thought of them.
Open up the doors and let the innocent out.
That's a good answer. You caught me off guard.
Well, how would you do that though? What would the power be? Would you be like Magneto?
with the
Ooh,
finger.
That's a cool
With that
superpower.
finger, bink.
Just
Yeah.
like open everything.
Did you have a lot of friends that were wrongly convicted, or did you know like several people throughout your time?
I know a few. I know a few.
Did they eventually like become free, or do you know the status on any?
They still fighting. Some of them still incarcerated. No. The fight don't ever stop.
Yeah.
The fire within do. You know, some people give up. I've seen a lot of people give up.
Yeah.
I've seen suicide committed in prison from all ages. I knew a kid named Eddie Betancourt out of Long Beach, committed suicide, and he was innocent. You'd be amazed that the person who actually committed the crime told on him, and he was the one who committed it.
Oh man.
One of his family members, man. And we used to walk and talk. You know what I mean? I knew he always idolized me because I used to see him sometimes. He'd have some of my tattoos. I said, man, you got my tattoo, man. You know what I mean? So I used to see him every day. We'd walk a couple of laps and talk. And I eventually transferred from one prison to another. But I stayed in contact with him through cell phones, through his girlfriend. And one day his girlfriend was scheduled to go visit him on Saturday. So she got up there Saturday morning. They wouldn't let her in. So when I came back from my visit, I had a text on my phone, so I called her back. Like, what's up? She said, I don't know, something wrong. I said, what you mean something wrong? She said, I went up to see Eddie today. They wouldn't let me see him. I'm like, what you mean? So I said, let me call up there, call somebody. So I made a couple other calls to a couple other people I knew that had phones up there. Like, man, what's up? What's up with Rico, man? Y'all, because he's Puerto Rican.
Mm.
What's up with Rico, man? They said, Mike, man, I heard he committed suicide. I'm like, oh.
That's so sad.
And come to find out it was true. Man, I was crushed. I was truly crushed. Man, I think about him all the time and his story.
How old was he?
28.
Damn, that's sad.
But his mom moved to Vegas, his sisters and they moved to Vegas. He had one sister that I knew everybody loved him. His immediate family I'm talking about, but not like his auntie Addie. Because Addie really loved him. I know she was devastated because to me it appeared that he loved her and she loved him more than his own immediate family. Because she was there full-fledged. You know what I mean? And I felt the love that he had for her and being mutual. Sometimes he couldn't get out, get around. He'd say to me, can you call Audie and tell her this, that, and the third? So I called her. She was older. Delivered the message. You know what I mean? So, man.
Did you ever suspect any, like maybe his mental well-being wasn't so hopeful? Like, did you ever suspect anything?
Not really. It could happen to anybody at the spare of the moment.
Yeah.
They say pressure bust pipes. Sometimes it's hard to profess to be so strong. You can show strength, but your inner being is something different. You can see people smiling, but you never know the pain within.
Yeah.
So that's what he went through.
That's so sad. How were you able to manage your mental health throughout all that time?
It was hard. I lost my mom at a young age. And my mom always told me, don't give up, no matter what. Don't stop fighting, whether it's physical or mental. You know, many crazy thoughts crossed my mind, but at the time, my father was still alive, my little brother, my uncle, and my cousin, who I loved to death, the one that just passed. And I knew if I'd allow myself to go to that dark side, I'd never wanted to hurt them, cause them the pain.
Yeah.
So that's what kept me strong.
Did you ever have thoughts about it?
Yeah, it crossed my mind. I think it crossed a lot of people's mind.
Yeah.
Under pressure. So if you look at it like this, it's something I say all the time, and it's deep. Picture feeling being on earth, right? And nobody loved you. What would be your purpose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're cannibalistic. There's no purpose.
Yeah.
So love plays a part of your everyday existence. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you focused and sane.
That's true. I agree. This is kind of unrelated, but still it feels like related to me. When I was younger, I used to have insomnia, and I actually recently told you, like, my dad had asked me, my dad's like a night person, and he asked me, like, why can't you go to sleep? Like, what's wrong with you? And I just told him, like, I'm weird, so, like, I had these weird thoughts in my head as, a kid, and I had just told my dad, like, I don't want to be the only person in the world, and I don't want to be by myself, because then it would make me feel like, yeah, basically, like, worthless, or, like, I don't have a reason to be alive. And that scared me as a kid, and I know that's really dark and weird for, like, a kid to think like that. But I relate to what you're saying, like, in that metaphor message that you're talking about, like, yeah, if you don't have love or any, like, purpose or anyone, like, beside you or anything, then you don't feel as, like, hopeful, you know? You don't feel like you have a reason. I don't know why I was thinking like that. I blame it on, like, Catholicism. They scared the shit out of me. They, like,
Catholic guilt.
Yeah, they would scare me into thinking the devil was real.
No, I don't actually think that's abnormal, because that's why we experience a lot of these school catastrophes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people feel a certain way.
Alone, maybe.
Alone,
just to, like,
right.
in simple terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but we care about you, so we want you to know that off the cuff right now.
Yeah.
But but you know, I used to read a lot of them school shootings and the stories of Timothy McVeigh, and you know why they did what they did, and I sit back and I lay and I think about it and be like, man, you know, they get to that point, that dark side.
Yeah.
You know, it can happen. Like I said, it can happen to anybody.
And it's a lot of, like, mental fighting too. You have to, like, fight your demons in your head, basically. You know.
Always try to make your tomorrows better than your todays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of young men too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of men dealing with. I think we just don't. We're conditioned to do so many things, but we don't get conditioned to take care of our mental health.
Right.
We're kind of, like, conditioned to be built to take care of a family and other people and be providers. But
right.
Sometimes it's hard to remember to provide for yourself mentally.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your biggest accomplishment so far?
Getting myself free.
That is a big accomplishment. You had to work for that.
Yes.
Did you ever feel, well, I'm sure you did, but I know you did. Did you ever feel resentful and angry Like, if so, like, how long did you, when you were in prison?
I think it was normal to feel
Yeah.
bitter, right? But what profited me to be bitter?
Yeah.
Like I said, I started off like the first 25 years getting in a lot of trouble, picking up cases in prison, being assaulted towards people. And just one day, I woke up like, man, what benefits me, man, to be bitter at anybody, taking my frustrations out on others. So that's why, for the most part, when you see me, I'm like a social butterfly because I knew, you know what I mean, always being angry, bitter, it just pushes the people that can help you away. Something my father used to always told me that I started reflecting on was it's not like who you like in life that's willing to help you succeed. It's who like you
Right.
willing to help you succeed. So those words play in my head. So I always try to be polite, courteous to everybody. You never know what you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah. And you've come a long way with that, too. Everybody likes you.
Right.
And you always have like a positive energy. Like, you're like, every morning you seem like really, like, I don't know, you're just ready for the day. And
Right. I like the little kids where we live. The little kids, they be happy when they see me. Hey, look at I got A's. I'm like, that's right. That'd be cool, man. You know, I feel like I accomplished something because I tell them every day, man, do your best in school, do good.
Yeah.
I think one of them was like 8, 9. The other one was like 7. And the mom told me one day we was leaving. What the mom say? She say, thank you for being nice to my kids. I say, that's cool, man. You know, that just a little small things. You know what I mean? You wanna.
That matters.
Yeah, you want to plant the seed that how important education is. You know, at a young age, help them thrive.
Yeah.
To become better than who we are. You know what I'm saying?
Are you surprised at, like, have you ever come across people so far that you're just like, why are they like that? Why are they so angry? Like, does it surprise you?
Not really. It's something that they're dealing with internal. You know what I'm saying? So I just be like, hey, the food that you eat ain't gonna make me. So, you know, that's how they want to be. They can be that way, but be that way on your own. You ain't got to deal with me, man. You know?
Have you ever seen when you're able to turn someone's attitude around?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just by being nice to them or something?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny how, like, really just, like, saying, like, oh, hello, like, that can go a long way and make somebody be like, oh, hi, like, and then they smile too, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I think people want to be, like, noticed and feel like they're there, you know?
Right.
I think everybody, well, at least in LA, because that's all I can say, everyone's in their own world, their own, like, little bubble, and, like, they're not looking up. Like, everyone's looking at their phones, so nobody looks at anybody anymore.
Right.
You know? What's that like for you when you see that? Like, what are the phones like for you?
I'd be amazed solely because, but I think it's a time lapse for me, not being able to see that.
Yeah.
You know, see what transcended from then to
the
now.
Progression of how
how life changed.
Yeah.
You know? So I just look at it like there's just a lot that I missed out on.
I had another question that Fernando said. Do you wake up every morning with that on your mind, like, of just being in prison for so long? Like, do you think about it every day?
Absolutely not.
No.
I'm trying to, like, leave that in the back somewhere. Like, you don't want to think about the heartaches,
Yeah.
the trauma that you experience.
Do you ever have triggers though?
Absolutely.
What are your triggers? If you don't mind sharing. Or are you still learning them?
No, I know my triggers very well. I went to school for it, but feeling disrespected and learning how to deal with it as a citizen. No.
Do you have like an example of anything recently?
Absolutely. She knows. She like
I know her face lit up right now.
no, something simple. It ain't really simple, but I'll be quick to ready to get out the car. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Like when you're driving or something?
Yes.
Like road
yes.
rage?
Like, not really. Yes, but yes, but no. But because I feel like total disrespected the way they do certain things.
Yeah.
Or how people raise their voice and talk to you. You know, like I said, you know, I got a good attitude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm always polite. I still use sir and ma'am. But when I know I go above and beyond to be nice to others, and I feel like they try to take advantage of it, that's a trigger for me. Like, you think I'm weak?
It's like some people, it's like you understand the consequence of violence,
Right.
because you've been violent and you've been around violent people,
Right.
and some people have never been hit.
Right.
And
know,
they need to get hit.
You know, right. Do you know, I got an example. And Rashima was like, she was on me about it. But why you talking to him like that? That's, you know, the broker. Like you know, we got the trucking company.
Yeah.
And I felt this man was literally trying to play me out my money. So I went big. Like, I know where your office at. Right? Why is you getting at me like that? Man, how old are you? Who you talking to? So I guess the way I responded to him caused him to call somebody else. Not even 3 minutes, they sent my money. You know what I mean? So then, after I allowed myself to calm down, I called back. I used some diplomacy, and I explained to him, why did it take me to have to come out of character to get
True.
my money when you could have been done that a long time ago when I was trying to be nice about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So some people only is receptive to aggression.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
You know what I mean? They don't respond with niceness. So you have to respond, you know, accordingly.
Yeah. Like when I asked Jesse to wash the dishes.
You know what I mean? So if you're trying to be nice, you know, and they don't want to be receptive to it, then you have to come out of character.
Yeah.
Then they, I understand that.
Yeah.
Which is unfair. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Totally.
That's why I get pissed. I'm like, why do you make me be mean to you? You know?
Right.
Don't get me started.
Wash the fucking dishes.
Don't get me started.
Right.
We can change this whole program.
So you were in the transition home. They were helping you like find your triggers and stuff.
No.
Oh.
I learned mine when I was in prison 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I was going to school in prison.
Okay.
Studying psychology, and I used to read different books inside my cell because for like the last 10, 12 years I was single cell. They was afraid to give me a cellie because I damn near killed the cellie.
Oh shit.
You know, and I had time to think, and I felt it really wasn't cause for it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna, no, it's not, everybody ain't always fault. So I like unleashed what I was feeling internal on him. Today I regret it. Still, you know. And I think he's still incarcerated. And I think I might send him I think I might send him a card. You know what I'm saying?
Remember when I beat your ass?
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mention it like that. I just show him as another side of him, man. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
Kill him with kindness.
I'm just,
Ironically, not,
you know, but that caused me from getting out in 2016. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that set you back.
Yeah, because I went back to county, went back to
Oh.
court in 2016, and the judge reflected on my prison history. Like, nah, this dude's still violent. You know what I mean? So I regret it.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you ever, I mean, you probably have had to, right? Like, did you ever meet somebody really fucking batshit crazy? Like, that you're like, this guy is crazy?
I met a lot of them.
Who was the craziest, though?
Man, ain't no who's crazy because they all crazy in their own way.
She raised your hand.
Hey, they all crazy in their own little way, you know.
Do you have any examples?
Oh my god, she's asking you to dry stitch.
It's like, what form of crazy though? See,
Yeah,
like,
no, you can explain the mental crazy. I just want to know. You don't have to describe them.
I'm gonna say me then. We got police disrespected somebody that I knew. Then we all rallied up. It's like, let's take off on the police now.
Oh, shit. And you were the leader.
You know, but like not police, but correctional officers.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, we all end up in hole behind it. You know?
When you're younger, obviously there's a race dynamic in the prison system, right? Were you aware of that?
Absolutely,
Yeah, right?
absolutely. But did it affect? It affected me in prison, but I never. You know, everybody have to play a certain part when you're in prison.
How so?
You know, you got to you have to. Either you're gonna sink or swim. But I befriended some good white guys, some good Hispanic guys, some good Asians.
And they're all in like their own cliques, right? Like their groups.
Yeah, but like outside, without no other people knowing, we became real close in our own little way. And one of them ended up getting out after doing 27 years. That's who's doing my work for free. And he's doing the he bomb.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I look out for him still.
Yeah. Was he doing that in prison too?
Yes. You know.
So he built his skill.
Yeah, man, good. To whereas, you know, when people have those biasness, that's ignorant, right? And some, you know, hatred and racism, people not born with it.
Right.
They're taught that.
Yeah.
Right. So prior to me going to prison, I knew this girl. Her mom's had this daycare. And I remember back prior to me going to prison, 'cause I used to watch a lot of 60 Minutes. They had this little story about this in True. They had the kids, and they was talking about racism, hate, and all that. So on 60 Minutes, they put every ethnicity kid in the playpen,
Mm-hmm.
and they all played with each other.
Do you know what year that was? Do you remember?
It was in the 80s. It was in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But you still could like look it up.
Okay.
And when I was in prison, I used to just trip off that. Still remember that. You know what I'm saying? When I was messing with this girl, her moms had all the kids, and they didn't know no difference from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So then you start studying what ignorance is. You know what I mean? Like, damn, that's crazy. So, but the one guy I told you that was doing work on me now,
Yeah.
good friend of mine. Good friend of mine,
Is he white?
Mexican.
Mexican.
Good dude. He used to be an essay, but not no more. He wear a little fade. Good dude. So it's like, man, no, I don't care what color you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good people is good people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't like ignorant people, but good people, man, you know?
Do you feel like the world that you left off with and the world you returned to, do you feel like if you stuck around and you never went to prison, do you think you'd be as equipped as you are now to deal with yourself and the world around you? Because from what you're telling us, it sounds like you are like man is like a weapon, right? And if a man doesn't learn how to use himself, that weapon, and when to use it, like you become dangerous, you become undisciplined. And it seems like you took a lot of time to reflect and to learn and to understand yourself. Like you said, you studied your triggers, you studied psychology, you educated yourself and reflected even on the things that you did that you regret now. And in a way, it's like you have more power over yourself because of that, right? Do you feel like all those experiences that you built up in prison and in your time helped make you the man you are today? I think you are a terrific person. I think you are someone that you're someone I look up to, you're someone I love. And I think that despite the struggles you've endured, you're like so much better off than people who've never even had to experience that type of adversity. Do you think you would have been able to become that person had you not experienced such adversity?
I really don't. I really don't. I believe, I know it's hard to say, I believe prison saved me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in many ways. I probably wouldn't be here today.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because I was doing a lot.
Yeah.
Prison forced me to educate myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it forced me to look at the mistakes that I made.
Yeah, you have a lot of time to reflect.
You know, I'm under pressure.
Yeah.
But it caused me to like really look at myself. You know what I mean? So I don't think without prison I wouldn't be who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hard to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know,
That takes a lot of, I don't know, like bravery to admit something like that, you know?
Like awareness.
Yeah, it takes a lot of self-awareness. I think, I mean, people, our listeners don't know, but this is our third attempt to do this interview.
Yeah.
In the first interview, I feel like the first interview, we had to build up, you know, like warm things up and get there. In the second interview, you pulled up ready, both you pulled up ready to go, and Pirate Studios
Something
wasn't ready.
always goes wrong. And then today I was like, damn, there's no parking.
There was no parking, but that's like compared to the other things, that's not even a setback, right?
Yeah.
And I think this has been, and it's an excellent interview. I think, I mean, not only am I super grateful for Alexis for not allowing me to be here to support and be part of the interview, but I'm also grateful for both of you and the presence that you guys both have in our lives.
yeah,
I think,
likewise.
yeah, thank you. And we both love you guys so much, and it means a lot to us because, you know, we moved somewhere really far from where we grew up and like from people we love and care about.
It's almost like a culture shock to be in Torrance.
It
like,
is.
We are like, where's the good Mexican food? What the fuck?
Yeah,
This
we-
Right.
sucks.
Oh, it's a good one right there on 182nd and Hawthorne Boulevard. It's a little Mexican, real talk. It's right on the side of TJ Maxx.
Okay.
Well, we all gotta go.
Yeah,
I'll
real
try
talk.
it out.
Hey, real talk. Hey, but no, ain't nothing better than out here. She brought me some what's the name of the place? These tacos
Yeah,
with the soft shell with the
street
corn
tacos.
the street tacos.
Bomb.
The
Bomb.
regular
Just
tacos.
Yeah.
like from a
Yeah,
From a
bomb.
taquero?
Yeah, bomb.
that's the best. That's the real
the
stuff.
best.
Yeah.
From the truck, from the
Right.
cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we don't get things like that in Torrance, and if we do, some white person in RPV's trying to call,
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
that,
like
that happened.
someone
I
on
don't know if you
that-
guys
All the
saw
time.
there used to be it was like a stand
in front of Walgreens.
in front of Walgreens,
Yeah,
and I don't know if you guys go on the what is it
the
neighborhood
neighborhood app or
Neighborhood
something.
app.
Yeah,
or like an app that like it's everybody
have that.
from the community talking and
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and basically all these people got together and like called the police and booted the taco guys, and
it's
you know.
messed up. It's crazy. It's just a bunch of white people bitching about like petty shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're
you know
saying
what?
that they're taking their competition to the actual restaurants and like, but it's like the restaurants are all closed at like 8,
I
9.
know.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy?
And they're just getting started at the taco truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only thing they see from me is this truck going and coming.
Yeah, you're always
I
working.
know you're always on the go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I used to go to the store down the street sometime. That's about it, man. They just see me coming, going. That's it.
Yeah,
I ain't looking for no problem, trying to create no waves.
no time to waste.
No time to waste.
Yeah. Okay, well we can get closer to ending here, but I do want you to share what was like the best food that you remember like trying when you got out of prison.
Rashima's cooking.
Oh
Ah.
man, that is sweet.
What did you make him?
I don't remember. I mean, I'm cooking all the time, so
Hey, she cook all. Hey, look.
his palate is a little different.
Hey,
What is his palate like? Like, what is he like? What do you like, Mike?
all right,
Well,
look.
she can be the one to actually
He said,
say
look.
like what's normal.
Hey, nah, look, I'm gonna tell you. A lot of people might think it's a little odd. You know, I think a lot. You know what I mean? So you'd be surprised what I really, really like.
Let's say it on 3.
The
1,
regular
2,
hamburger, not a Big
Where?
Mac. You know the regular hamburger from McDonald's?
No cheese.
Just the cheeseburger.
No,
No.
not the cheese, just the
Oh,
regular
just the
hamburger.
No pickles.
Just the regular hamburger with the pickles. Just a regular
Pickles,
Yeah,
Ketchup?
mustard,
yeah. A
ketchup.
regular hamburger, French fries, and the sodas. Why? Mind you, my mom died when I was a kid. So when I get out of school, if I do good, she'd take me to go buy me a Happy Meal.
Oh,
So that's my way to always
yeah.
stay connected to my mom.
Oh, that's cute.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I pull up, people at the McDonald's like, I said, just give me a regular hamburger, fries, and a soda. You know, I know, you know, and whoever listens to this podcast and to you guys, whenever you see your mom and your dad, man, just hug them. Let them know how grateful you are that they still here.
Yeah. My mom drives me crazy, but
Nah.
I love her.
No, but look, every chance you get, give her that hug. And kiss her on the forehead. Because she always remember that. That's something that you always remember.
Yeah.
So mine is that hamburger, McDonald hamburger, French fries, and soda.
Aw. Hold on to that.
Right.
That's the cozy meal. That's your cozy meal.
Yeah, that's my cozy meal.
We all got a cozy meal.
And she be tripping off on it. She like, what?
She's like, why?
She's like, excuse me, do you know my cooking is like 1,000 times better?
But everybody was like, stay out of McDonald's.
It's the nostalgia though.
Yeah, but that's my
Yeah.
you know, that's my own personal little.
What do you think you crave more, like savory food, sweet food? Like, what's your guilty cravings? You like candy?
Bacon.
Bacon. Okay.
Okay.
I
can eat a
I
lot
think
of
that's a
bacon.
man thing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Bacon.
She's like, why do you eat bacon?
Bacon,
Like,
bacon
I
and
can't
candy.
stand the smell of
Yeah.
bacon.
Bacon and candy. Bacon and candy.
What kind of candy?
Reese's and Snickers.
Whoa. Reese's like the cups?
Yeah.
You like the pieces too?
Yeah.
All types of Reese's.
Yeah. And Snickers.
Okay.
No.
So Mike, when are you gonna write a book?
Ooh.
Are you gonna write a book? Do you want someone to write you a book?
Also, double question. Advice.
Let's start with the book first.
Yeah.
I started when I was in prison, off and on. Then I started writing an urban novel. Actually, I think I got it in the house. I'll let y'all read some chapters.
Yeah.
It's in the house,
Yeah.
I'll bet. I'll let y'all read some chapters. An urban novel.
What does that mean, urban novel?
Like urban community.
What does that mean?
Urban?
What does that mean to you, urban? Because it's a funny word. We've talked about it before.
What urban means? Like
That's like Ronald Reagan era term.
urban means like almost impoverished community.
Okay.
Like not grandpapa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by
Not on
Glen-
PV.
yeah, right, not on PV.
Not where
you
we're
know,
at right
right.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Like working class people.
Yeah, you know, so I started one of them and I got a couple of chapters of my personal life. I just ain't never completed it. Maybe one day I might get around to completing it. But right now I'm just trying to get this business launched
Yeah.
and get it to the area where I want it.
Yeah. It's focus.
I'm just looking for financial security, man, you know?
And then you can do the rest, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where I can be comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not looking for a lot in life. I just want the house up on the hill with the gate around it, with the polka dot dog, with the wife.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, just
That's
a
what we
simple.
want. That's all we need.
Yeah, just as simple, man. Just as simple, and just to
Yeah.
have the security to just do what you want.
Yeah.
Be comfortable.
Yeah, not do what you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I am looking forward to going to the snow with y'all.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
been in the snow in years.
We're gonna go out there and have fun.
Me
Yeah.
either. I haven't been to the snow in a long time.
So let's hook it up like first week of March when
Okay.
it's snow out there.
All right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
We'll leave early Saturday morning and go out there.
Early? I don't know. Me
I
and
feel
Jesse are always late to everything.
I feel like we're getting adopted.
early Saturday morning and go out there, hang out till
What's
late Saturday.
early though?
Big Bear's like a 3-4 hour drive.
Yeah.
So we have to leave. We want to have some fun. We got to leave at least 5 o'clock. So by the time
We're
we
gonna
get,
sleep over your house.
yeah, okay. So by the time we get there, it'll be 9. We hang out from 9 to like 7, 8,
Yeah,
having
that's
fun.
perfect.
Okay, cool.
That's a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, do some what you call them in the snow?
Some snow angels.
Snow angels, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's start closing out. But any advice for anybody who's maybe experienced something similar to you, or just maybe could relate to your story?
Just don't give up. And always know we all got a purpose. And just make the best of it. Wake up every day with a good attitude, with a smile on your face. Word to the wise.
All right, so we'll close out here. Thank you guys for being here for the 3rd time. Thank you guys for being reliable and just you believed in this podcast, and I'm just grateful that you guys kept showing up.
Can you sing the song you've been singing?
If this world was mine.
And the next episode will be Rashima, and we'll get to interview her and get her stories.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
This
All
is
right.
just the beginning.
Yeah, I know. You guys might be regulars on here too.
Right.
Fine with us.
There's only more to come for both of you.
There you go.
All right, so we'll end here. You're gonna close out.
Hey, so tell me what Lupe. Tell me what Lupe and what's name say about this one.
Yeah.
I want to hear their response.
They're going to be excited to hear it. They really wanted to hear your story.